The second half of our summer road trip begins by stopping in Belle Fourche to eat breakfast at a local coffee shop and check out the geographical center of the United States. We will then hop back into Wyoming to take a scenic loop and check out Devil's Tower National Monument. When we get back into South Dakota, we'll avoid Interstate 90 as best we can and cross through Rapid City on our way to meet some alpacas and eventually tour Badlands National Park. We will end the night eating bison burgers back in Rapid City. As we mentioned yesterday, we filled up the memory card in our GoPro, so the quantity of our videos from the car will start going down. The good news is that our phones are far better cameras and the quality is better on the shots we actually did take. Besides a couple post offices, our first stop is in Belle Fourche. After breakfast, we check out the geographical center of the United States Monument, which is actually quite a distance off the real center. That one has a marker, but is in the middle of a private farm and down miles of dirt roads. This will suffice.
So our trip is going from our house,
Tetons, Idaho,
Montana,
Yellowstone, North Dakota, Theodore Roosevelt, and down. And now we're in Belle Fourche. The tourist trails in this area are well trodden, but we decided to skip Deadwood, Keystone, and the areas around the very unnecessary Mount Rushmore in favor of a scenic drive into Wyoming and up-close views of Devil's Tower National Monument. This name is offensive to indigenous peoples in the area whose connection to the butte has no affiliation with demons. Various proposals to rename the English title to Bear Lodge have been opposed by white lawmakers from Wyoming. Surprise, surprise. As you re-enter South Dakota from Wyoming and get closer to Sturgis, motorcycles begin to be much of the traffic on highways and smaller roads. Sturgis is somewhat of an epicenter of U.S. motorcycle culture, and many people make the pilgrimage here on their rides. The city is home to the annual Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, and the town's motorcycle museum even lives in a former New Deal post office. Unfortunately, they will not let postal fanatics inside without buying a ticket. After diverting through the tiny Black Hills village of Nemo instead of taking the interstate between Sturgis and Rapid City, we fight through traffic to get to the other side of South Dakota's largest city and on our way to meet some new friends at Caputa Alpacas. The retired caretaker of this farm is happy to open his gates to anyone that wants to meet his alpacas and brings out food so you can hand feed them. There is no admission for this privilege, but you will end up buying all types of alpaca wool-related products from the convenient gift shop he has set up. Badlands gets its name from the land formations it is famous for, which are seen in many parts of the western portions of both North and South Dakota. Badlands are characterized by erosion that has exposed many layers of the earth, and the formations that are included in this national park are as dramatic as can be. The park's main road is sometimes at their base and sometimes on the flat land above where deep ravines have been eroded. Not much life is sustainable on these dramatic and dry conditions, but keep your eyes peeled for the very well-balanced pronghorns which glide along ridges. Bison love the prairie and can of course be found in places that have not yet been eroded. When we get back to Rapid City for the night, we quickly stop by the world's largest quarter pounder, but decided to eat some smaller and much tastier bison burgers downtown before calling it a night.